Hi, everybody, and welcome to weeks 11 and 12. How did we get here so fast? Before I get into these 2 weeks, which is a 2 week module, so you won't see me next weekend, um, I want to apologize to the handful of people that I still haven't gotten their video feedback to. Either I'm waiting on your response paper, or you're just at the back of the alphabet. Sorry. Anyway, so I will hopefully I'll get you. Everybody should be done by the time this work is due. So, all right, and we're in the home stretch, really. It's just we're heading into our sort of cataloging classification section. So weeks 11 and 12 is basically, hopefully you've got your copy of Catalog It and you're going to read it. It's that simple. Um, you are not reading for mastery. You are not reading to know this. Don't, worry that you're not retaining everything. It's a book that you're going to have for the rest of your career. So you can always use the index and find what you need to find. I want you to be thinking about just getting the big picture, getting an understanding of how cataloging works. In school libraries, almost all of the cataloging I do is copy cataloging. I use somebody else's record, I plug it into my system, and there you go. Um, so weeks 11 and 12, we're just going to be getting the big picture. Then week 13, we're going to look at our online public access catalogs, which is, how your patrons can find the items in the library, the resources in the library. And then the week 14 is going to be a wrap up. And then we're done, and then you're free. So let's look at what we have this week. So basically, contact info, because I'm partnering you up, which I'll be doing before next weekend will be the latest you'll hear it. Everyone's gonna be partnered with someone because we need to do a little interview. Not everybody is in a school or in a school community. So those of you who are already in libraries, you're gonna be the experts because you already know what an OPAC is and how to use it. You're gonna have an interview with a classmate who is not yet, in most cases, who's not yet in a library. So you'll be able to partner up, talk about your OPAC, teach them about your OPAC, and then the two of you are going to together uh, do a presentation, which we'll talk about in 2 weeks. But I want you to be able to get in touch with each other because for week 13, that's another 2 week module. That's just one module in 2 weeks because of April vacation. So you'll want to be able to get together before one or both of you jet off to someplace exciting for the vacation. So I'm going to need you to fill out that contact info thing. I'll also send that in an email. So everybody has it, but I forgot in the initial survey I did, finding out, what grade level you're at, what kind of OPEC you have. I forgot to ask you how to get in touch with you because you may be partnered with somebody who's in a different class, and I don't know if you can access I don't think you can access each other through the Canvas email. So maybe you can. Who can say, but it's just easier this way. So fill that out. All right, let's get to weeks 11 and 12. So your blog is same as it ever was, except for it's just once for 2 weeks. You can post every day if you want, but you only need one blog post to get credit. Just, what do you think? If you want to talk about your cataloging in general, if you want to talk about one of the articles, if you want to talk about catalog it, if you want to just scream into the void because you hate cataloging, that's fine. But one blog post on that. And then your discussion, it's still the same number of posts. It's still 3 posts, but I'd like you to go in 3 different times because it's 2 weeks, just, to keep the conversation lively. And you can discuss um, your your experience here. You can discuss, there's a bunch of different articles. A lot of them are about decolonization because it's a big deal with Dewey, which I still use, and LOC. But that's sort of the main issue. Also, what a I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Me Too movement. Back in the days of Melville Dewey, they were not, but should have been. So let's just look at these the articles. So the first one is what's so great about the Dewey Decimal System. Why is it good? It is, there's something to be said about that. Then controversial facts. Then we take a quick shift over to Jillian Bartu. She is the I want to say Cambridge Public Schools cataloger. That's her whole job is cataloging. And she was at MSLA if you were there. She was the cataloger is in booth. But she's a really interesting writer. And I put this particular article from the MSLA forum, but you can, if you're a member of MSLA, which you all should be because it's free for students, you can go into the forum on the website and look at all of her articles. She's just writes really interesting things about a topic that not everyone thinks is interesting. Then this one's nice, genreify your catalog, not your collection. So I know genreification is a huge thing, particularly in the lower grades, but this talks about how your catalog can do that work for you. Then these are just some memes. I took a cataloging class last summer or 2 summers ago, and these are I just was so frustrated with the reading because it was very dense that I would every time I did the reading, I would then memify whatever the context was and posted them in the discussion boards, much to the pleasure of my classmates because they were like, "Oh, yeah, that helped." So feel free to do that for your classmates as well if you want. Then next up, this is a little more, this is a little more in depth, but it looks at Sandy Berman, who's been a vocal critic of the Library of Congress's, process and format. Just an interesting look at Berman. And then this is from School Library Journal, Decolonizing the Shelves, a new classification system, which is a lot of work that you'll probably never want to do, but it's nice to read about other people doing it. Then Joseph looks at the bias and racism in the desk. Are you guys catching the theme here? And then finally, this woman from, she Library of Congress? I can't remember. Where was she from? Howard University. So this is about Dorothy Porter, who is a Howard University librarian who also looked at decolonization. It's a whole thing, you guys. So those are the articles that you can look at and, take what interests you, discuss it in the discussion boards. This is kind of it's kind of a dull week, I'm gonna say, if you're not someone who loves cataloging, but it's something that we need to know about. You don't need to remember every single thing, but you need to know about it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I never talked about the discussion. Sorry, but I want to get this out because I'm going to visit my parents this weekend. So I am not going to be, I'll be checking, but I will not be on every, you know, that consistently. So sorry about that. I will try to do a little bit more robust feedback for the discussion for week 10. All right. I hope everything's going well. Please do reach out to me if you need to. Canvas email is probably the easiest way, but you've got other methods as well. And good luck this week and next week. All right. Bye.